Alright. Kondechi, hi, Davis here, and today we are going to continue making our animation, right? Yesterday I have no idea what really happened yesterday. I think I've got like my first ever like real like full-blown migraine. Like light was blinding. I had like head splitting headache, and like this ringing. I was like sitting with like my eyes like squinted constantly, and like how are you? Like my mom asked like how are you feeling, and I was like it could have been better. And what is this ringing? Like I'm not joking. I thought I'm actually going to have some. Thought I'm going to become like some. I'm going to have some issues. All right. Hi Karen, glad to have you here. How are you? Hoping how's it going? How are we doing? Hopefully the chat is going to start working. Yeah, I'm going to send out the notifications. So Kondechi, here we are. Here we are working yet again on our animation. So today it's going to be simple. I'm going to explain exactly how things are going to work and why they make sense. It's going to be a bit convoluted, but I believe, with proper explanation we'll manage. Okay, art. Okay. Animation, whatever. Anime, manga, digital. I'm trying to like figure out, the proper tags, Right. I don't see messages in the chat of ours, so I suspect actually troubles. I also got mildly sick, not horrible though. I finally finished the painting I was working on. Hey, let's go. Yeah, I need to do the same trick that we've done last time. Okay. I'm just going to change the thing. Okay. So, we're going to continue, and here's the thing. Here's the goal, right? Basically, how it's going to go down. Now, as we've got our keyframes, right? So we've got our thumbnails, right? This is the thumbnail of the animation. Now, our goal is to take that and make every 10 frames. So every 10th frame is going to be our keyframe. Yeah, that's the goal. So we are not going to count like on 3s, we're not going to count on 5s, we're going to count on 10s. Why? We've got in total so if, for example, I'm going to count on 10. So the 10th, so we have frame 1, first frame. Frame 2 going to be on 10. Frame 10 is the like next thing, right? Next keyframe. Then we have this dead center, which is 5. And why does it matter? Because each keyframe or so should have its own some kind of ending, right? So you have 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 is ending of that particular thing, right? So like, you know, ending of the scene, I guess. Sure, I could count on 9, but you know. So we have first frame, right? In between, which is going to be the 5, ending frame on 9, and 10th frame is going to be the next keyframe. That's why it's going to be crucial in this section. So I'm hitting this, and you can see it created something called 1A. Why? Because we already have number 2, and it's this frame is between 1 and 2. Why does it matter? Because it's going to treat everything as if it was as if it's like in betweens for those, right? That's why those are going to be also like numbered very specifically. Thumbnails are going to be some kind of like scenes, right? So like everything going around. Of course, we are still going to add some stuff because my Danos totally forgot about things. But yeah, that's exactly what we are going to do. So the frame 10 is going to be Devis with closed eyes. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Okay. But what I'm going to do, I'm taking this, yeah, because like I would use the onion skin, but for now it's still not right. I'm copying and pasting this as this frame is just going to be Devis closing his eyes. So those are going to be deleted. And this one going to be closed. Like this. Of course, those are going to be like, you know, on some kind of like equilibrium, I guess, if that makes sense, if that's the word. And I'm going to take these and make them, because like here Devis is going to also like kind of relax his face, right? So like all of those are going to shift a little. In total, because of also with this car, because yes, cars also react on the movement. Also, Carrion, please do tell me what the illustration is about. Okay. Also, I think I'm going to give Devis like this, you know. Hi TV girl, got over here, how are you, hope everyone's going? I think this is the first thing here, so hope you find a comfy corner here. How are you? Okay, so we've got 10th frame, now 20th, right? Also, what I would also mention, that we are now making the count for the keyframes, just so it would make sense, right? For the fluent motion. I'm fine, how about you? I'm good. Just resting, it's my weekend. So yeah, so that's the entire thing. The speed paint is already up. Hey, let's go, Karen. Let's go. So that's the thing, right? And we are doing that. It's 1B. And that one should be pushed to frame 30, right? Because that's frame 20. That's frame 30. So we are going to have those. I'm doing right now too. Lol. Let's go, TV girl. Let's go. And actually, for the 1B frame, I'm going to also copy and paste this one, because here Devis is going to actually appear more angry, right? So like we are going to bring down his things here, right? That is, yeah, those are also going to like healed. I'm also working on animation. It's a simple one, wallpaper engine type of animation, select shot with movement. Hey, that's cool, that's cool. What the animation is going to be? Have you thought about the movement? Those are also quite simple to do. You need to get around. You just need to, you know, get the like proper cut of the illustration. And his nose is going to go up. Okay. And let's see. I'm bad doing animations, lol. It's alright. It's a very specific thing to work with, I guess you can say. So don't mind that. Actually, this one's supposed to be like here. And this over here supposed to be actually copy and paste of that one. But the hand should be here. Like it should be up, right? Like this. Okay, and I'm actually going to push it even further, again to 50 now. The number 40 is going to be here. I'm making another copy and paste of this. And I'm going to cut out the arm again. And make it like halfway. Yeah, makes sense. Same, don't worry. The mouse is in chibi style, floating in space, trying to reach for my red lace. The work in progress for the base image is up in my community page. Let's go. Same, don't worry. I'm just doing whatever and hope it works. Well, I'm always, you know, available to support if there's anything you'd like to know. Yeah, no, that's basically the like the motion setup, right? So we have that. It's very difficult doing animation, so yeah, it is. It is. Animating is, as a matter of fact, one of the most difficult media to do. You need a lot of time to do it. Sorry for my English in studying it. It's okay. It's okay. that's alright. Worry not. So now the 60, I think I'm going to have it like copied here. It's going to be that, but I'm going to have something going on. So like this. Kind of like that. Number 70. Your animation will be so cool, I think, Karen. Well, we all think that, don't we? Okay, 80 here. About how and where to place stars. It's fine. Okay, right. So I need here, because this over here. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to copy this one. We have that, and we have over here something like that, and that is going to turn into a hand. This one should be then 100. 110 should be, wait, yeah, 110 should be now slide something like that. Wait, again, I'm forgetting to make the proper thing. So you're getting this, that, mark the hand here. That's going to go here because we are like, you know, rotating everything. That one's going to be here. I'm gonna go right now. I'll try be back. Alrighty. Worry not. We'll wait. Just in case. Okay, that's 20, 30, alrighty. So that's that. And over here, I believe we'll want to copy that, reverse it. Yeah, because like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And we already had 3, so another one's going to go like that. Another one somewhere here. And we're going to have a little bit more magic here, right? Like a finger already like developing here, another one here. Yeah, then we have this. That should be like, you know, going there, right? So we are going to see now those like slightly more twisted, yeah? Like this. Okay. And like we want to see it like a slight, like a bit weird angle, kind of like this. Another one here. We're already going to see it in like kind of amphas view like this, slightly more further away. Like some more things are going to just pop in here and there. Frame 60 is going to be like already, like some of those already like merging together into like the entire thing, right? $70. Because like I want to make this like kind of slow, but it's going to speed up to hit this area, right? You have 80 when we're going to, that one is gonna be like when we are going to finally see start seeing Davis a bit more. And that one's gonna be 90. Okay. Let's see for now. Yep. Although there's one more frame I wanted to do. Because before that I wanted to make like, you know. So let's push all of that a bit further. Or even I'll do like one better because I see that we've got some frames that makes no sense. So I'm going to delete this one too. And we're going to do it a bit differently. So let's delete this one. And now push things slightly further. Like that. Like sometimes you are making too many frames, you have to keep in mind to keep everything clear, you know? You don't want to make way too many unnecessary frames. Because you either make too many frames and the like more frames is not going to make the entire animation smooth. It won't. If anything, it's going to make it actually a bit more choppy. Okay, I don't know why it's like that. Why is it layer one? Never mind. Okay, whatever. So we are going to make that a full white thing, and now we are going to have this. I don't know, I feel like it would make it smooth, but not in a good way. The animation is going to have an effect of feeling like it's smooth, but it's, as a matter of fact, not going to be as smooth, because it's going to have unnecessary things, you know. For now, also, what I'm doing is going to be something that you might be shocked, because I'm going to copy and paste that one more time at least, and change it with a transform tool, just for myself to see how it's going to like turn, right? Because we are going to see the thing, but it's like still going to like push further. Okay, and here I don't want Davis to be visible. And like we see more of those. You know? That's going to be even closer. Like we are going to start seeing like more of those hands basically. It's not going to make much sense now. It's just, you know, kind of for me, just to make sure. Keyframes are going to be like refined. They're going to be already like sketched out things. For now I'm sketching everything, but I'm going to later on make a proper keyframe for everything. I don't think we'd want this to be on like 290. Or maybe actually, because like I want now to see those things like from behind. So 50 now. We do the copy and paste again. Control Shift T. $60. Shift T, we're turning them again. Okay. 70. We're going to see... We're going to start seeing like this, you know, thing. Maybe like we'll start to see some legs here. Okay, we have the 80, which is supposed to be the close-up on his legs now. So we have the close-up like this. I want them to be far away, but like just so, you know, close enough that I can show like this entire thing, like grabbing him by the ankle, you know, this hand like pulling him by the pants, this one like over here, like another one like grabbing him by the foot. So like you see that he's actually going to be pulled. But then yeah, this one's going to be pushed to 300. And on this one, we're going to see, actually, give or take something like that, but like under an angle, like as if it's growing. So this one's also going to be like, you know, angled like that. Right? Because we are going to like go up. Right? Like here we see the legs, here we see the camera like goes up, and we are ending up watching him fully. Actually, I think this one could be also pushed to 310, and over here we could have kind of like his face looking kind of pained. The animation is going to take a couple of months at least. Might be okay. Yeah, it's going to take a long time, definitely. Let's actually exchange these. Like the close up to the face, we zoom out, we see him like, you know, burying. So this one actually is supposed to be kind of like this, down already into the thing. And more of those hands are like going to still like pushing him in. Now you have subtitles planned, but are you going to voice act for it? What about music sound effects? I'm still thinking about it. I don't know. Like my main goal is to, you know, just keep things simple, at least for now. I don't know if I want to make like full voice acting. Maybe, who knows? I know that I'm not really good voice actor though, and I don't want anyone else to play Davis, so that might be a fun project too, to make the voice acting for it. Yep. over here we are going to actually, he's going to still look up, but over here he's going to like tilt his head down, like start tilting his head down, like looking at Davis. And I can fairly push that one here. And actually I can push that one here. And just like that, would you look at that? We've made the animation shorter slightly. Yeah. So that works. That looks a-okay. Damn, we need to make sketches for it now. Alright. So how is it going to go? Basically, what I'm going to do... New animation folder, right? And now this folder that we have is going to be turned down to 25% of the opacity, my usual thing. And we're going to slowly like redo all those like sketches that I've done here just to fit whatever we've got, right? So let's get to it, I guess. Oh my. Actually, map animator free trial. Yeah. Imagine map animator. Oh my. But that's exactly how it goes, you know, that's the process for it. Also, things over time are going to change. Like, for example, over here, I just want to see his face, right? Like, I want to see like symmetrical face. So I'm also not going to like, you know, fool around. I'm going to just copy and paste everything. Move things a little bit. And expand the eyes. The eyes are way too much in between. They shouldn't be that close. That's what I mean. And this one also by 2. Yeah. Shoot. Yeah, now they are one eye of a distance from one another. Okay. And those scars are still going to be visible. Right. He's filling the frame so he doesn't have to draw the face. Yes. But actually it's supposed to be like a, you know, scene where like his face is like we are like very zoomed in into his face. His scars are also going to be visible. And that means you can hide this one. So the more and more frames you are going to fill out, the more and more you are going to see of the more and more of those you're going to see. So now I'm just making a sketch for the keyframes, right? I'm going to do the same thing over here that I've done for the other thing. So now I'm like going to, you know, I'm going to close his eyes. Okay, hold up. I'm saving time here. Let's keep that in mind. The like main idea of everything is to save time as much as possible. We don't want to spend God knows how long on... Oh bro, those are slightly pushed to the side. Okay. Second frame out. Wait. Like this. Yep. Yeah. So until that's not going to like disappear, we won't be able to like, you know, get rid of all that. But what I can do is actually taking things like this and make the new things kind of like that. And I'm just going to mark the finished sketches with yellow color. Yeah. So that's going to make a tiny bit more sense. Also, by the way, I do want to point out that this whole thing is going to take really long time, by the way. It is going to take really long darn time. This might be probably the longest project that I've done so far. Good thing I almost done with a couple of others too. To be fair, rotating the camera is going to be probably the worst. But the good thing is that I can actually mark the frames by using a 3D. And that's what we are going to do when we are going to like start rotating everything. Because I know how I want those things to like rotate. I know how it's supposed to look like. The problem starts to be when I'll have to draw it, so that's that. Why is that? Oh, okay, so this one is unnecessary. Yeah, okay. And yet again, the good old trickery, tomfoolery even. So here Davis is like going angry. His nose is going to wrinkle. You can kind of see, and actually without like changing the positioning of his eyebrows, Davis is not really looking angry. But you'll see the magic soon. Okay. And what I can do and will I'm going to tip the eyes kind of like that. Because like everything's going to now like bring in. Although this portion as a matter of fact, it's going to tip this way. And there is actually a reason for that, and I'm going to explain that to you in a moment. So basically, as I've mentioned, that his eyes are going to like all bring into that point. That's exactly the effect we're looking for. Over here too. Okay. Oh, that's a bit weird. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This one's slightly out of the way. And now this one also slightly out of the way. Just like that. Yep. Looks good. Also, later on, when we already have all those sketches done, before starting to like plan out in betweens, I'm going to actually add the like lights and stuff. Although that's going to take us a lot of time. The frame, you know, that's going to take us a lot of time. "36 frames, god damn it." Yeah. Alright, everything seems alright with this one. Hi Karen, welcome to Twitch. Welcome to the dark side. Okay, so like I'm thinking about like Davis like trying to have like that, you know, Adam's touch, right? How Adam from the one painting is trying to touch the god. Okay. Alrighty. Oh yeah, the foot. Davis doesn't wear shoes, so I'm doing, you know, a bit easier job for myself for that. Actually, with this one, if Davis would wear shoes, I think it would be a bit more difficult. I hate drawing shoes. Okay. Hi Goofy, got Evie here, how are you? Hope how's going? Haven't seen us such a long time, Goofy. Have you been? Oh my god, I have facecam, yeah. Are you sure? Feel like feet would be harder. Nah, for me feet are way easier, actually. For some reason. I can't really get that like sole of the shoe right. It's like always difficult. Hi Els, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope it has gone. I think this is the first time I see you around, so hope you find a coffee corner here. Now I'm the opposite. Drawing feet is difficult, so I hide them with shoes. Let's go. You know, everyone's gonna have their own like I guess you can say difficulties or adventures. Wait, are you animating? Yes, we are animating. Yes, we are. Started this week actually. Also, how have you been, Good Boost? Considering that I haven't seen it in a really long time, by the way. And hey, Els! How have you been? Chilling? Okay, although I think we want... Chilling, glad to hear that. I want those. Because like I want Davis to kind of like, you know, while he's going to go for the touchdown, he's going to like, you know, move a bit forward, like lean a bit forward. This is a matter of fact, that's the realistic way. of it. Because he is shifting the center of his gravity. Right? Just ever so slightly. I have a personal animation project too, so I'm cooling down after work. I enjoy watching other animators process. Glad to hear that. Well, hope you will find a really comfy corner then here. Seems like you might use it to cool down after work. Oh right, wait. Those things, of course, will have to be like deleted. Okay, those are kept in check. Oh wait, that was a tad bit too much. There you go. Yep. It's like while Davis is like reaching down to the ground, he's like slightly like, you know, bending more forward. Because he's like reaching for that ground, you know? So that one we've got. And here he's going to like do the touchdown. It's gonna be combat animation? Yeah, something like that. It's just going to be my character using a spell. For this one I might need to erase the hand fully and redo the... yeah, these ones. That is because now also this area of his cloak is going to bend. So yeah, it's just going to be my character using a spell basically. I'm of course making things more difficult for myself, and I'm going for very difficult animation because it's going to have crap load of hands. I'm going to base it off of that one scene from Chainsaw Man. Okay. Wait, now the foot is... yeah, so the hand needs to be... the whole arm needs to be lower. Like here. Erase portion of his foot. So let's do that. Chainsaw Man ending. Ah, don't even tell me. Yeah, the whole ending was meh in the manga. I'm really hoping that they're going to change it in anime. It kind of pissed me off, to be fair. This ending really pissed me off. I'll be real. Okay. It could have worked, but Denji had no agency, not to mention her retain none of the things he learned about living. It's not even about that. Like the full ending of Chains. Oh my, so many typos. Oh my. Like the entire ending of Chainsaw Man in manga, it makes zero sense actually. Like Denji goes through all that shit just so everything would seem like it meant absolutely nothing. It's not even about like all retaining what he learned about the living, because he didn't really learn anything about the living. Like everything was just, you know, the life was a nightmare for him. It's not like he learned anything like, you know, interesting that would support him. It kind of, you know, leaves some other stuff, you know. So I can't really blame them as much. I don't believe the existence of the planets after Makima, I'm not gonna lie. True. True. Yeah, that starts to look like something. But this hand is messed up. Like that needs to be pushed further. I have to say else that it's true. There has to be a devil for bad endings. It was the work of a devil, I tell you. A devil, yeah. Imagine. I mean, I'll be real with you. The author, I think, just ended the manga like this just because he was getting so much hate on the internet because of his work. All the stuff after Makima that he done wasn't really good, like writing choice. Also, I think it was his like debut story. So at the start it was good, but like you can see that he started to have no actual like idea what to do after that. And like he could split it into like some other things, like, because like okay, devils are split between like different like fears and whatnot. So you know, that does make sense. That does make sense when it comes to the entire story. And he could make like major fears, you know? And those like major fears that are like very like the like top most, let's say like top 10 most like most declared phobias, and actually make like, oh, out of this like 10 arc story where each arc would be about each one of those specific devils, and then like to each one of those like add like some co-joined other fears basically that are not as popular but are still making more sense, you know what I mean? So basically they would be like, oh okay, this and that. So I don't know, like yeah, like for example, like you have the War Devil, there you go, like fear against the war. And sure, like you have the Gun Devil, Sword Devil, right? Because those are like weapon devils. And like that War Devil could just be like ordering those weapon devils around just because like they are co-joined fears. It's like very simple thing for me. They could really do that. So I don't know really, like in my eyes, like, so basically here's the thing, what I'm thinking about. I want to make also series where I'm going to like rewrite mangas. Like I've already got material to rewrite High School DxD into like some slice of life shonen or even seinen. Because like this story has potential to be something cool, something serious, right? Author messed up not noticing the potential of his own story. Sorry, I'm starting to have hiccups. Damn. So basically the main problem is that he made like ecchi out of that, which makes like a waste from really well written story. And I guess like Chainsaw Man could also be a material to be rewritten. There we go. Yeah, like I know, give or take, the like events that are happening, and I don't really want to read the manga, but I don't think the anime is going to be continued because like some stuff is going to be like, you know, coming up, and yeah, I don't think so people want to like start dabbling in that, you know. But in the general concept, I think like I could actually like boost it up to something a bit better. Same with Chainsaw Man. The ending of Chainsaw Man could be rewritten. I think like everything would be the same up until Makima, but then after like Makima, it's, yeah, it needs a change, definitely. Also, like the sheer fact that we've never really learned what Kobeni's devil really was. I think it was like devil of like fear from secrets, because like she could like really, she could hide her presence really well, and she didn't want it to say what's her devil, which actually was, even in like internal monologues, was giving them like some more fear, like, oh, okay, so what is her devil that she doesn't want to even say, right? Like it has to be like some powerful devil, and it's like something that was kind of powering it up, I think. But in reality, she had like super like well-made stealth mode, basically. So yeah. I know for granted that it's going to be a bit problematic over time. Well, of course, like, I'm not really saying that I could do better when it comes to those mangas. What I'm trying to say is that they have potential that I see, and it's more like I want to test out if my idea would work better than the original. And you know, whatever would come out probably is going to be like for, like, you know, for the fans pick which version would be better. I think no one else done anything similar, so yeah. The manga works actually that we are going to have on Tuesday. I'm wondering if I want to make it my like if I want to make my manga, or if I want to make like some like some mangas, you know, those rewriting mangas, right? Because like I would have to probably redo the first chapter. Like the more I'm sitting on it, the more I'm learning actually from that. I've never really done manga before either. Well, you know, it makes a bit more sense. It could also be an issue with the editors deciding, for the mangaka deciding on making things that sell more than the artist's original vision. No, I don't think so. I mean, editors don't really change that much from the story. Like, they can give you like an insight and be like, oh, so if you do this and that, then like, sure. You know what I'm saying? But like in general, I don't think it would be like, you know, it's not like they are going to be like, oh, do this, it sells more. It's like the mangaka's vision in the end. It's not like Akira Toriyama was forced to do sales. Well, so the thing was like, editors came up to how to say this. So basically the story of Dragon Ball Z was that Dragon Ball supposed to be done after Frieza Saga. So like you've had because like manga of Dragon Ball is not split. There's no such split like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. It's always Dragon Ball. Always have been. There's nothing else for that. And the thing why it's called Dragon Ball Z was actually because like the original ending of Dragon Ball supposed to be at Frieza Saga. Goku turns out to be the legendary Super Saiyan, he dies killing Frieza, that's it. And the problem actually is that the editors came up to him and went like, you know, we might have a problem, like fans are going for Dragon Ball like a lot, we want you to continue the manga. And he was like, okay, but how? I don't know, maybe I'll like an arc or something, and we're going to split the anime. So they've split the anime, they've called the anime Dragon Ball Z. They started with exactly whatever the Dragon Ball Z, however the Dragon Ball Z started. And he added Cell. And like, oh, this time for sure it's going to be the end, like Goku dies, he supports with beating the Cell, Gohan turns out to be like transcending over the Super Saiyan, going Super Saiyan 2. That's it. That's the strongest form. He like beaten them up. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's like the original legendary Super Saiyan, whatever was the original idea. Then the editors came up like, listen, the sales are shooting up, like we need from you one more arc. And Akira already had like enough of Dragon Ball. That was like over a couple, I reckon that was over a couple, like, you know, interviews with him. He already had enough of Dragon Ball. He had a dragon and a ball, and that was it. So the problem was that they've like told him like, listen, we really need you to like make the Dragon Ball longer. And he was like, okay, I think I can make one more arc, but after that, that's it. Like, it's definitely the end of Dragon Ball. I'm not going to like pull off anything else. I'm not going to make open endings. That's going to be as ending as it's going to be. They went like, sure, like, okay, let's risk it, right? So he made Majin Buu Saga. He poured a bit more effort into Majin Buu Saga than to Cell Saga, because like with Cell Saga he was like, okay, I'm going to half-ass it, they won't really want anything else, right? With Majin Buu Saga he went all out. He finished it, Goku departs, that's it. We have Dragon Ball Z ending. We see the future, how it's done, like how things went, right? Like Goku is like immortal being, he lives somewhere. He has like grandsons or like whatever that was, like, or great grandsons, right? Like, so the times like went on, the tournaments kept in, and like, you know, Goku lineage continued, Vegeta lineage continued, the battle between Goku and Vegeta also continued, but like it turned into more like a friendly rivalry. Happy ending, right? And so that was the end. Then Spanish studio came up and like told him like, hey, listen, I know you don't want to, we know you don't want to have anything to do with Dragon Ball anymore. Please allow us to continue the anime. And he was like, okay. He made like, you know, they've asked him like, okay, would you, considering that every saga, every like continuation, you had like more and more like you know, things connected with Dragon Ball, do you have anything that you'd like to like also add into the forms? And he created Super Saiyan 4 and they went with it. Dragon Ball GT was made by like some Spanish, I mean Mexican, I think, like Mexican, well, somewhere from around this, you know, direction. Studio. It wasn't like official Japanese anime either, I reckon. It was like released by Toei Animations, sure, but the studio wasn't Japanese. And basically like they've done like all the voice acting and whatnot, but like the everything wasn't like around that section. And after GT, fans went, you know, fans noticed that it's not the same style of writing, noticed that it's not good enough. They've turned their backs to GT, and then they went, still liked it, but still went like, yeah, And that was it. They've just kept pushing out games, Dragon Ball, Budokai Tenkaichi, and Budokai 2, Budokai Tenkaichi 2, Budokai, I think there wasn't Budokai 3, but there was like, it was Budokai 3, but it didn't have the 3 in the name, it had like some other name, like sub name for it, and Budokai Tenkaichi 3, right? Dragon Ball for PS2 and PS3, then PS3 and PS4 received that Ultimate Dragon Ball something, I guess. And like people started not really liking the new games because it started to be like, oh okay, we don't have new forms, we don't have new characters, because what? And like people started to get really bored with it and stopped buying the games, and they've stopped releasing new games. And then they've made like, hey yo, listen, we've got an idea for you, new original story, you like it, Xenoverse. And people went crazy, like holy shit, that's actually really cool. And I think what really pushed Akira Toriyama to continue Dragon Ball, it wasn't to like it wasn't like much, it wasn't like his own thing. Toyotaro, man who created Dragon Ball AF, the first Dragon Ball AF, because there were like several Dragon Ball AFs, came up to Akira Toriyama with comic book Dragon Ball AF. The style was 1-to-1 to Dragon Ball. Story was good. And Toyotaro said like, listen, you've really inspired, your work with Dragon Ball still really inspires many people. There's like crap load of people from the abroad that actually kills for every single Dragon Ball merge up to this day. And Akira was like, okay, that sounds cool. And he like sat down, like read the Dragon Ball AF, and it sparked something new with him. And that's how he created the Battle of Gods. And he started continuing Dragon Ball in general. It was after Toyotaro. But he gave Toyotaro like some kind of a, you know, a thing to keep up. He said like, listen, we are going to continue the Dragon Ball, but like, you have to like, you know, do it with me. And like basically he took him under his wings. A lot of people buy interviews with Toriyama. Actually, I've noticed that they speculate that Akira knew that something is wrong with his health, and so he took Toyotaro just to have some kind of descendant, someone that would take over the series from him. And that's why he like continued Dragon Ball manga itself with him, because he wanted to teach him how to make the story writing and stuff. And he actually done really good job. And like, it's very like iconic, because some of those things, like last arc on which Toriyama was working on was with Piccolo. He made a change to the panel. Piccolo flies away and says like, good job Gohan, everything's now up to you. And they say that it was like a kind of a message to Toyotaro. I have to say, like, it's generally that entire story, it's really specific. I do have to admit, it's very specific. Not only that, it's like something else. Something you don't really meet, you know? I guess like kind of this type of story that you'd see that you'd see on movies. But like, you know, Toyotaro even mentioned that it kind of felt like a message to him. That last change that Akira did. The crying emojis, yeah. That's that, you know. That's that. Like, damn. So, folks, after this, like, long story short, right? We've done some edits, we've done some first, we've done some first keyframes. We've done the sketches for the keyframes. We've now made the keyframes themselves. I guess now we'll just have to keep on doing the proper sketches and just keep on going. I think I'm going to try to pull off similar style that I have for my usual art style, but like shading would have to be very simplified. But still, I would want to make some changes to it. To be fair, we are not really that far away from finishing it. After that, we'll be like, give or take 30% done. We'll then have to make, like, you know, all those like additional stuff, like, you know, like editorial notes, right? I'm going to do it differently too, because I'm not going to keep this layer. I'm going to make like separate line art. And there's a reason for it. On this layer, I want to add those like informations about like light and shadow. And I want to go for like typical anime style, so no messy line art like this. So yeah. So, folks, as always, I'm going to wrap up now. And hey, stay creative, and I hope to see you all in the next one.